So if you don't know about Lunchly, it's basically this new influencer lunch snack product that's being promoted by the big free influencers of YouTube, Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul. All of which have been in hot water these past few months, with Mr. Beast and his workplace treatment accusations, and Logan Paul making up false lawsuits against people like CoffeeZilla, who were hit with defamation lawsuits for making criticisms about his big deal CryptoZoo scam. And now there's a new report about the absurd behavior of KSI being a complete egomaniac himself. If you don't remember how this all started, about a week and a half ago, the big gamer YouTuber Dan TDM, he made a valid criticism about how these big influencers were selling out to the big mega consumer companies to promote soulless products to the masses. Because that's how you get your soulless product to sell. You get a big influencer man or woman to say good things about the product. Meanwhile, some factory with little to no paid workers in Southeast Asia, China, Vietnam, whatever, is making all the products. It's a very generic business strategy, if you ask me. And this whole thing about promoting Lunchly products, it comes around a time where these influencers are facing backlash for their own actions or accusations, and they're not taking accountability or listening to criticism, or at the very least, clearing the air for those confused by all of this crazy shit that's going on. But now it seems like KSI is all on the forefront of making sure that this salty plastic Lunchables clone is the greatest of all time to the general public. They're trying to give off this impression that, oh, what these people are saying about this half-assed factory-made salty lunch meal is just preposterous. Basically molding over the fact that Lunchly is a bad product being sponsored by bad people and they're being called out on it. And that's what KSI says in this response video of his.
Hopefully the next few posts should give a bit more context to what's going on. A Dan TDM response to JJ and Logan's new announcement. There we go. Here's the context we need. So, obviously released Lunchly, and Dan TDM replied. This is what he had to say.
What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better! Do better!
Oh, wow.
I do not know what was more cringe. Him mocking Dan TDM for not taking the hint about this Lunchly product, or him mocking Dan TDM in that generic YouTuber sadness skit with the black and white colors in the background and him with the fake crying. It's way over in his head in two ways, if you know what I mean.
Crazy weird stuff to the point where, I don't know, it was messing with my psyche, messing with my aura, and I was like, alright, I need to get out of this. So I kind of just stopped using Twitter.
That is a lie, by the way.
Dan TDM came through with his tweet, so I was like, alright, I gotta reply to this. So this is what I said. Looks like crap to me, while showing his toys that he sold to kids. How does this benefit your fans, Dan?
He's acting like when Dan TDM is wanting to sell products with his image on it, he thinks it doesn't benefit the fans of his because maybe KSI forgot that some kids would actually want to watch Dan TDM, and maybe they would want some sort of special thing to cater to the kids, especially since his main audience is targeted towards children of ages 6 to 14. You're saying that little kids don't want little toy figures of their favorite YouTuber to play with at recess or lunchtime or whatever? Or is it only because what this YouTuber said about you and you selling out to the little kids with plastic salt lunch packs with no real benefit for them? It's not in contrast to how not a soulless YouTuber would want to promote their product? Is that really what you think? I'll give you a minute to think about it and then get back to me on it.
Thanks, Dan. Now, obviously, people didn't realize that I was shining a mirror in his face. Instead, they were like,
wait, you did the same as Dan. You made toys with Tube Heroes.
Okay, that one part of the video really fucked with my head there, and if I keep on watching that, I'm gonna get several migraines, so I'm just about done with it. The point is, it's just a ton of rambling about how much better KSI is than Dan TDM when it comes to selling their merchandise to their audience. And he also tries to bring up receipts with saying that Dan TDM was sponsored by a monthly subscription snack company to promote to his little kid Minecraft audience. As if trying to promote candy to kids is the same thing as trying to promote a salty lunch pack and labeling it as a healthy alternative to those same little kids. But apparently, it's the same thing to KSI, it seems. And the tweet is also community noted to tell the difference between KSI's partnership with Lunchly and Dan TDM's one-off sponsorship with the candy packages, whatever it's called. It says the referenced video is over 9 years old on Dan TDM's second channel, More TDM. This was a one-off sponsorship where Dan TDM was giving a free food package for Munch Pack to try unique food from around the world. This is clearly different from KSI's partnership with Lunchly. If we're going to talk about 9-year-old videos to put people in the place, I think this Twitter reply would have the best receipt so far. This one. You know this one, right? So here's the one tweet where KSI is mauling over the fact that people hate Lunchly for a good amount of reasons. What happened to YouTubers, man? I cannot say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know, but okay, I think you get the point of this. It's basically what Dan TDM said. Basically, he's making fun of Dan TDM, and KSI is comparing him to this Marquise Brownlee guy who was trying to promote a paywall wallpaper app or something, and he mauls about it. He says, some dumbass YouTuber says this exact same thing to me the other day. Rather than complaining, crying, and trying to cancel a YouTuber for creating a product, here's an idea. If you don't like a product, just don't buy it. Simple. What's going to happen when you lose your investment money and Lunchly falls off? Are you going to go to the audience and tell them to buy Lunchly for the sake of your YouTube career trying to stay afloat? I don't think that will ever happen because KSI is loaded with the Prime Energy sponsorship. But if it ever came to that, then I'm sorry to say it, but you'll look like an absolute fool for doing that. And you look like a hypocrite as well. It's been a week and a half now, and at this point, you would think it would be all under the bridge by now because Dan TDM hasn't really said a whole lot after the whole Twitter engagement with KSI. But no, KSI keeps on going and going with this. He really wants to win the argument, so he keeps on going to Twitter to make his point, even though there really isn't. There's one more thing I want to talk about with this situation, and it involves another commentary channel named Kavos, and he made a decent critique against KSI about the Lunchly snacks, stating the facts at hand. This has gotta be one of the worst KSI videos I have ever seen. 114k dislikes, by the way, at the time it was occurring. Been calling out this behavior ever since he partnered with Logan Paul. Money, ratios, anything. This is what Kavos is saying. He saw the red flag from the moment that him and Logan Paul was being partnered by Prime Energy drinks. It was gonna be a complete sellout of the whole YouTuber image. If you wanted to sell a product to your audience under a company name, you would automatically be labeled a sellout. That's the impression we're under right now, thanks to people like KSI and Logan Paul and Mr. Beast. If you ever get hounded at for trying to promote a product to your audience, you know who to blame. Anyways, KSI goes on to shit talk Kavos, saying that he's a hater too, and this isn't from the KSI video that's getting shitted on right now, but it is from one clip with the Sidemen, I believe, and he seems to have a problem with Kavos just as much as Dan TDM.
Who would be the top there?
Who?
Kavos.
Oh my god.
Come out of the fucking woodworks. Come out of the fucking dungeon. To just be like, thanks to speech. Finally. Now you must answer all these questions that I've been pondering.
What is he talking like? He's looking like a gremlin or something. Never seen sunlight. What's
KSI is acting like a butthurt weirdo right here with the criticism and the facts about Lunchley coming from Dan TDM and Cavos, and he's saying in that mocking tone of his, "Now you must answer all of these questions," thinking that those questions are a waste of his time, even though he's been wasting everyone else's time and space with this topic that's still going on. Now tell me, who looks like the real weirdo here? The person that tells you the facts, or the person that just dismisses the facts and says, "Haha, you're just a hater"? It seems like criticizing bad things makes you a hater now. If that's the case, then I criticize the entire commercialism of YouTube. And here's Cavo's response: rent-free in KSI's head as usual. Will never answer legit criticism, but wants to paint me out as a hater. Like how he called people calling out Logan Paul's scams haters. Even when I'm not active, he mentions me. If he was smart, he would just ignore me, LMAO, but clearly I have got to him. But no one else holds him accountable to his actions, so makes sense. It must take a very, very fragile sense of ego to actually let a commentary channel get to your head rent-free because of the criticisms and the facts of the not-so-good Lunchables clone is being shown to you at glance, but you don't want to see it, so in response, you label them a hater. I guess that's how we label haters now. Someone who understands their own sense of view rather than the one that's actually happening. And what actually is happening is that the Lunchables product is getting shitted on, and KSI copes. And then yesterday he tries to address everything that has happened up to that point, and he says an apology is linked into his tweet of his, but then when you click on it, it brings you to a page where it says, your connection is not private. So yeah, that seems pretty sus to me. And it's community noted too. So yeah, that makes it easier to know that this link of KSI's apology is a load of shit. And then KSI says this about a few hours ago: the community note is a straight up lie. The apology is there. You just have to click the page a few times to get it. Once again, people abusing community notes. Alright, well, let's give that a go then. Nope. Oh, look, it says the site can't be reached. Did they delete this all of a sudden? What the fuck? Okay, let's do it again. And nope, I'm still on the not private connection page. So even if the link did take me to an actual page and not just the connection isn't private page on my browser, the community notes still say that the link is a lie. And it says right here, click it as many times as you like. The link still takes you to a page where you can pre-order his new song and has no apology. The tweet is still misleading. This is still against X guidelines. Community notes aren't being abused. What I don't understand is how KSI is still trying to get people to believe his nonsensical bullshit. It's not just the Dan TDM fans at this point. It's the general public who knows this information, who knows how much of a sellout and complainer that KSI is sounding like right now. Not even joking when I'm saying it, because he responds to a meme about Dan TDM ratioing KSI about this topic, and he says, cringe. Yeah. You want to know what's cringe? How sensitive and deflective that KSI is coming off here. He could have just let this go and let the PR team at Lunchley or whoever handles the brand think of a solution to this problem. Things are going to get criticized about you or about your interests. If you want it to be presentable and be a positive effect on others, then try listening to the criticisms and comments about your interests. Because I personally believe that some people might actually like Lunchley. I can't believe I just said that. I don't like Lunchley, and some other people might agree with me on that, but there are some that do like it. If they see the big YouTuber influencer promoter cry about his problems with the Lunchley and say that the average critic that brings up some fair points about the Lunchley product is a hater, That's not going to look good for them or their product. KSI is the adult, and he should be making some responsible choices to improve this Lunchables competitor. Instead, he comes off as a loudmouth crybaby, and now everyone is going to hate on Lunchly because of this. What a tactic, KSI. What a tactic. I hope you don't have that much money invested into this.
Where's the love?